Let's get more reaction to the greylisting of South Africa. I speak now to CEO of the Black Business Council, Kganki Matabane. Mr. Matabane, very good evening to you. Grateful for your time on News at Prime tonight. Will your members be directly impacted by this decision?
Good evening, Tembegide and the Newzroom Afrika viewers, and thank you very much for having us. Our members will, because remember, some of our members are doing business internationally, which means that those who've got international bank accounts, both as individuals and companies, there will be more scrutiny now. But the more difficult one it would be those who want to open international bank accounts. The due diligence that is going to be done will be even more stricter. That is the direct impact. Indirectly, they will also be impacted because this is likely to lead to an increase in borrowing costs for companies, for state-owned entities, and for individuals. So our members are going to feel it, and which then says it's important that South Africa does something, because at the core of this is the non-compliance with the anti-money laundering and terrorist financing standards. So we need to then check up our standards.
Mm-hmm. And is that a conversation that you're having with the businesses that are part of your council, that it may even now be time for yourselves to look at how you monitor these financial transactions from your end to see that you're not in fact caught up in something where it emerges later that it was a front, a money laundering front, or even a front for the funding of terrorist activity?
Yes, I think most of our members are people who are doing business legally. But I think the issue here is not necessarily more on the individual businesses. It's more on the state, the capacity of the state to monitor, but also the capacity of the state to investigate and prosecute. I think that one of the findings by the FATF is that they have not seen a high level prosecution and people losing the funding or the assets that they got through those methods. And you have seen there's been a lot of kidnappings now lately in South Africa, where then people will demand ransom. So those are the cases that some of the cases they've been looking for, to say, as the state, do you have capacity? As the state, are you prosecuting people? It's one thing again to talk. And as you know, we know the South Africa has passed 2 legislations in the past year, but that is not enough. What the international community wants to see is the actual prosecution and investigation of people who are involved. They want to see people being sent to jail. They want to see people losing the ill-gotten finances and assets. So that is the key, and that is at the core of what they are saying. We have 12 months to actually deal with that, and they want to see evidence.
Do you think the country can respond to the outstanding issues within a period of 12 months, let's say? Because from Treasury's response on Friday night already, they were saying that they will swiftly move to respond to the shortcomings as flagged by the FTAF.
Yes, I think if we act, if the law enforcement agencies, the NPA and others act decisively, we should be able to get out of that within the next 12 months. Because if we don't, the EU and the UK may also then add us on their own list, which then will making international business very, very difficult. But it will also affect us, as we are borrowing money from other countries. So it's important that National Treasury, as promised, they working with other state institutions, they put measures in place where they are seen to be acting, not talking about acting. They must be seen to be acting.
And what do you as business and what does government then tell the global community in the interim? While, yes, we know, even by the FTA's assessment, A majority of what had been flagged around 2021 has now been addressed. Only a handful of issues that need to be dealt with entirely. But what do we tell the international business community in the meanwhile?
Yeah, what we tell our members is for them to always conduct business in a legal way, and we tell the international business that we are working very, very closely with government, which is what we are doing to make sure that we get out of this situation, because it's not a good situation that to be in. We also have other problems already, because if the cost of doing business increase, it means it will affect the ability of foreign investors to come to South Africa. And if that happens, then it means unemployment that was trying to deal with won't be dealt with. The economy also won't grow. So it's important that the actions that we've put, the 8 actions that the FATF wants us to implement, have to be implemented. So National Treasury has to have a person responsible for that who will be able to monitor this on a monthly basis to make sure that these things happen.
Kganki Matabane, the Black Business Council CEO, grateful for your time. Thank you.